Hey, Devon Digital here, and I just bought the Samsung M8 monitor. Let's go talk about that. First thing we're going to talk about is those 3 ports on the back. I was a little bit about them until I realized that you can actually connect a mouse and a keyboard to them, because at first I was just going to just use it to connect my computer and connect everything to the computer and call it a day. But like I said, you can actually connect the SSD, mouse and keyboard to that, and then whatever you connect to your HDMI cable or your Thunderbolt, it actually works on that laptop or tablet, which I thought was really cool. So now I can see the need for a little bit more ports. So I did go out there and buy me a hub, and the hub actually works perfect to give me more, ports and everything like that. And I got it in the back, and I got it hidden in the back, and it's been great ever since. So if you do get this monitor, just get a hub or something if you need more ports. I planned on using it for my laptop and my decks and everything else. But I think I'm going to go ahead and buy another M2 and just plug it up in there, because to be honest with you, I am kind of sick of like unplugging and plugging my laptop up when I'm taking it and leaving it in the house. I'd rather just keep it in my tech bag all the time and take it when I need it. Pick up the bag and go, pick up the bag and go, and bring it back and stuff like that. Me taking it out the bag, plugging it up, unplugging it, putting it back in the bag, and then leaving the house, it gets old. So I'm just going to actually have a second desktop set up in the house and just keep the laptop in the bag, and I'm good. Well, you've seen it 1,000 times in some of these other videos. Yes, the monitor is adjustable. Yes, it's adjustable, and there is a company that makes you pay for that, and this is free here. You can go up and down, and you can tilt and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, we get that with any monitor, so that's just like a normal thing, nothing that you should have to pay for. So we're just going to chop it up to it works, it's good, and you will like it. So nothing more to talk about there. Next thing we're going to talk about is that webcam. A lot of people, they like their privacy, so at least Samsung gives you this little privacy thing that you can put over it magnetically, and you can attach it to the back of it, or you can put it on the front of it to cover up the lens, which is pretty cool. The camera actually comes off if you just don't care to use the webcam and use your own webcam, which I actually like. I like the little prong that you can use to connect it and everything like that. So it's been pretty good. And if you ask me about the quality, I'm sorry I'm not showing it in this video, but the quality is decent. It's 1080p, so it's good for like Google calls, Meet, because Meet is actually built right into the monitor, which is pretty cool. My mom, she calls us on her family and her kids on Meet like every single day, so this will actually be very convenient. And then the best thing about it is that I don't need to have my a laptop or a desktop or a tablet connected to the monitor, because it's built in the monitor. So as long as I turn the monitor on, then Meet will actually make the phone call. Well, you'll receive the phone call, and then you can just jump right into a video call. And like I say, it's not something that you're worried about as far as like streaming or anything like that. It's just decent webcam, and actually you can probably stream with it or whatever like that, because it's decent. It's not bad. I mean, no complaints. First thing we're going to talk about is that UI. And first, I want to say that the UI itself is nice, like the layout and the navigation of it per se. I just think that it's a little clunky at times. Sometimes it just works flawlessly smooth and no problems, and then at other times it feels a little janky and laggy. So I feel like Samsung need to put in a little bit more time if they're going to make this a monitor slash like TV type thing. It needs to be a better experience as far as the TV part. I don't have any issues really with the TV part of it, but sometimes, like I tell you, it can get a little laggy, and it just feels like it's just a little bit out of touch. But I mostly use this as a monitor, so it's not really a big issue because I actually have a TV in my room. But if you were somebody who were buying this for a TV and for the monitor part, then you might be just a little bit disappointed when you're navigating. But once you get into the app that you're using and watching it, I watch movies up here in 4K and stuff. It's beautiful, especially on Netflix and HBO and all that stuff like that. So you really have no problem once you get started, but it's just like getting to that point. Other than that, it's a really good UI. It's a really good monitor slash TV or whatever, smart TV, I guess. And I have nothing else. I mean, it's pretty good. They just need to work on the UI a little bit. One of the things I want to talk about is that cable, that Thunderbolt cable. It is pretty cool because it's a one cable does it all type cable, meaning that I can hook up my Mac, my M1, my tablet, my Galaxy tablet, or my iPad or anything to that one cable, and it just works. And then that I have the keyboard and mouse connected to the monitor, everything works on that, which is even better. So I don't have to keep on swapping around or using Bluetooth or anything for that matter through my devices and stuff like that. I decided against the Bluetooth because you can connect it it through Bluetooth to the monitor, but I didn't want to do that because we already know how, Bluetooth can introduce lag and everything like that. So I actually have the dongle connected in the back, and I have the keyboard and mouse connected to that, as well as external hard drive. And that external hard drive actually works on anything I plug up to that Thunderbolt. So that one cable does it all, and I really, really love it. And I'm glad that Samsung actually did that. I didn't even know it can do that until somebody told me on Twitter, and I was just like, yo, mind blowing, right? Pretty cool. I won't say much about this because it just looks cool. It just turns on and off like a TV. That's all. It's a pretty cool feature, I guess, if we call that a feature. It's not even a feature. It just looks like a TV when you turn it on and off. I mean, it's a smart TV monitor, so why not, right? That's it. Next thing we're going to talk about is the remote that comes with it. I actually like this remote, and I like it for one big reason. And the one big reason is it charges USB Type-C. Like everything in my house is USB Type-C except for a few Apple products, but everything else is Type-C. And being able to charge my remote with Type-C and not have to worry about batteries or anything is phenomenal. Now, my wife was like, what happens when the remote messed up and it doesn't charge them? I was like, oh, yeah, you got a point. I see why. Batteries would make sense. But I'll just buy another remote because, I mean, I'm a tech guy. I mean, we do that. We just go buy another remote for it. It's not a problem. But also, you can use your cell phone. I mean, you can use your whole cell phone to navigate that. And if your cell phone happened to be thrown out the window and hit by a car, you can use your tablet. And if your wife actually steals your tablet and you can't get to it again, you grab your other tablet. I mean, this is no surprise that I'm going to talk about the design of it. It looks good. I like how thin it is. I mean, people make a big deal about how thin things are today, and I just think it looks nice. But to be honest with you, I'm not looking at the side of it. I'm not looking at the back of it 99.99% of the time. So it really doesn't matter. But just for the sake of video, I am going to show you how thin this thing is. It looks beautiful on the side, and I don't know how, just move away from that because it's just boring. I mean, jibber jabber, blah, 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 blah. Not a really important. Everyone knows it's thin, right? Another thing is a lot of people complained about the viewing angles. Well, not a lot. Just want to say the few people that did review this monitor that I've seen, they complained about it. Now, looking at the monitor dead on, everything looks good. And then even from the side, it looks good too. But I noticed the shift was real strong when you went further to the side. But I mean, let's be 100% real with each other, right? Who is going to edit their monitor or be looking at their monitor from that type of angle when, you're most likely going to be sitting dead in front of it? So I did try to show you the best way I can to show you if it has any strong color shift. I don't know if this camera is going to pick it up real good or not, but this is the best I can do for you as far as showing you the color shift or whatever the case may be. But other than that, if you're looking dead on at this monitor or you're slightly to the side or slightly this way to the side, it's going to look beautiful no matter what. It's not going to be like some dramatic color shift and then everything that you're doing is just going to be like, look at that, look at that. I think a lot of the video just overblown it a little bit more. I remember back in the days coming from like those old school I want to say LCD panels or some other panels that phones used to have, or even TVs and stuff, and then you slightly move right here to the side like that, and then instantly everything just looks like it's just washed out completely. That is not this monitor. Now, one thing I want to say is that the speakers on this thing is really trash. I'm really disappointed in the speakers. I did see a lot of other videos. They talked about it and they said it was bad. I didn't believe them until I tried it for myself, and now I believe them. So yeah, they're really bad. My Galaxy tablet S7 Plus and 8 Plus and my iPad Pro 12.9 speakers are better than the monitor speakers. So if you're using this monitor connected to anything, use the speakers on that device. Hell, even my phone speakers sound better. It's just that the speakers on the monitor are really loud. It gets loud. It can fill the room, but it's so teeny. There's no bass. There's no low end at all that it gets annoying. It's like that screeching sound that you hear and you just like, oh, it's annoying because there's like no bass. Or that one little kid when you're playing Call of Duty that's saying, suck on my balls in the chat. And you're like, yo, shut up, kid. That's what that is like when you're listening to this monitor. It is horrible. So just use external speakers, which I normally do anyways. I never really use the built-in speakers on any computer or monitor. I normally use earbuds, or I use monitor speakers like the ones I got in the back on this computer right here connected. So, you know, just in case you're just one of those people who likes to use the built-in speakers, they're bad. Get speakers, use headphones. All right, so we're at the part of the video where people ask me questions on Twitter and they wanted to know about the monitor. So I'm gonna go ahead and answer those right now. So one of them said, how is AirPlay? AirPlay is bad. It's not 1080, I mean, it is 1080p and it's not 4K 60. It's bad, it's laggy. I wouldn't use AirPlay, and I don't have anything else much to say about that. Just don't use AirPlay. The next thing is that they wanna know if you can mount it. Now, theoretically, no. That's the answer, right? You can't. Samsung's like, no, you're not going to be able to mount this. You're going to use this beautiful stand that we gave you, and there's nothing else you can do. But, you know, when I got this monitor, I was curious myself, and I did find out that you actually can mount it on eBay, and I believe it's Etsy. And I will make sure I drop the links down below here. You can actually buy the mount bracket, and you can put it on the back of the monitor, and you can actually put it on a arm. So yes, you definitely can. That is the definite answer. You can mount this, but you just have to buy that third-party accessory that not many people are making. So the only two places I found it was eBay and Etsy. Like I said, I'm gonna drop the links below, and if you're interested in buying this monitor and you want to mount it to an arm, you definitely can. So I hope that answers your question. The last question was, how is it with DeX? I mean, it's a Samsung monitor, my dude. DeX is amazing on this monitor. I don't have any complaints about DeX. DeX works really good. I never tried it wirelessly because I'm a person who likes the maximum connection speeds and everything else. So I have not tried it wirelessly, but connecting my Galaxy tablet or my phone to it and DeX just pop on and works. It works. It works. In fact, it may be like a permanent DeX station for me, because I actually have my Galaxy Tablet S7 Plus mounted underneath the desk, and I just slide it in, slide it out, and I actually got the cord connected to it so DeX can kind of sit there permanently. But I'm actually going to remove that probably soon and just give me an M2 Mac Mini, like I said earlier in the video. But other than that, it's good. DeX, it works great. So if you're buying this and you want to use your phone to it, or if you got a Galaxy tablet or two and you want to actually have a permanent workstation for that, do it. It works great. So one of my closing thoughts on this monitor, I want to say that it's pretty awesome. I mean, it's a really great monitor. It's a smart monitor, my first, and I'm excited about it. And I'm actually going to buy me a second one. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to buy me a second one. I didn't touch up on color accuracy because it just doesn't matter too much to me, and it's crazy because you would think it would, because I actually have a color accurate monitor back there. But you know, when I looked at that monitor and that monitor over there, I noticed that the Samsung monitor was like a slightly more saturated, and just slightly, not even off by a lot. And then you can actually go into the settings and change that. So I didn't really talk about that in the video because it doesn't really matter. Color accuracy, you can actually adjust it. If the monitor wasn't adjustable, I would be like, hey man, if you plan on doing video or photo work up here and then you decide like, hey, I need color accuracy, I would tell you, say, stay away from this monitor. But because you can adjust it to what you need it to look like, it's perfectly fine. So it's not even a big issue. Is it color accurate out the box? No. Like most monitors can be? No. But can you adjust it? Yeah. So I don't see the problem in that. But at the price that you get this and the features that you get, the built-in webcam, everything else, man, you cannot beat the deal that you get. I actually got this for like, it was on sale for $349 at the time, brand new, and I was kind of shocked on Amazon. But I think it went back up to $399, which is still a good deal. So if you're on it, you know, you're on the market looking for a monitor and a slash TV, then this is it. There's nothing else out there that's, I mean, except for the M7. If you want to go with the M7 instead of M8, I mean, it's a lot cheaper. But I mean, what you're getting is something just mind-blowing, and you'll enjoy it. I use it more so as a monitor than, you know, a TV, but you know, to each his own. Other than that, this is Delvon Digital, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.